As far as our story goes, I can remember Erin calling me. I was on my way to work, and she called me and told me that the baby had been born. And I hurried up, and I had to turn around in the emergency lane on 74 and flew home as quick as I could and walked inside the house and held my son.
The baby was spontaneously born at home. He was, we named him Elijah William. That's when I had to call Andy, and I was bleeding a lot, so we had to rush to the hospital. We had 3 children already at this point, so we had to call my mom to come over. And I remember one of the first things that she said was like, "How are you sure?" Like, "Mom, the baby's like right here."
Yeah,
You could tell he was just perfect, and you could tell he was a little boy. They took care of me, and we got out of the hospital and went home. And I remember like getting on the internet, looking like, okay, I'm looking at funeral homes. Where am I gonna, how are we gonna bury this baby?
right.
It just happened that Andy's mom and dad, knew of Heaven's Gate Ministries. They had been donating to them. They were like one of the first donors to Heaven's Gate Ministries. So when we were able to talk to them and they mentioned it, we found out this information, and they got us in touch with Donna and Jim, and we found out that they had this website, and I was still kind of bedridden a bit. So Andy and his parents went down to Donna's house, because she was doing this out of her house at the time. And I was able to look at the website, and we looked at the pictures of the caskets, the beautiful caskets. I loved it. It was cherry wood. I don't know why, it just meant something.
You always like cherry.
Yeah. And so I said, I really want that one. That's the one I want my baby in.
Don and Jim were super supportive, and without them, I don't know what we would have done, because there was nobody else that had any kind of
if your baby
type of
wasn't
support.
and if your baby wasn't big enough, like almost a full-term baby, there, even full-term, there wasn't like a casket. They didn't have anything like that. So it's just wonderful to be able to, it's a baby. No matter what age it is, you want to be able to bury that baby.
And I would definitely recommend anybody who's had a loss to seek out Heaven's Gate.